Just 10 cents a day helps fund local programs like Scenic Stops, Northwest Ohio Journal, and BGSU Brain Game. Watch, connect, explore.
Oh, everybody knows a name on the wall. I know 2 names on the wall.
Several. That makes it hard.
Those are the people that were there with me that never returned. We were all kids when we went there. And we did what we could. It was an unpopular, unwanted war. And we paid the price when we came home.
This wall and its visit to the city of Toledo is an opportunity for members of the community to come out and put their hands on the wall and feel the names. It's an opportunity to hear the stories of other veterans. Veterans of my generation, when we come home in the airport or we walk down the street, people come up to us, shake our hands, give us hugs, and say thank you. The men and women that served in Vietnam in the Vietnam era, many of them were never given that proper welcome home.
When I first home, felt like somebody kicked me in the rump or in the stomach. I mean, people didn't care about us. They protested about us.
We've been spit on and called baby killers, and until you were there, you just don't know. And it's rough and it's hard to talk about, actually.
40 years ago, most of the veterans were not welcomed home. And events like this today are designed with 2 objectives in mind. One is to remember the fallen, the over 3,000 Ohioans who died in Vietnam, and the other is to offer a sincere welcome home to those veterans for that time.
From what I gather, there was a event a couple years ago, and there was a chaplain that was standing there giving a prayer, and he looked around the room and thought about his own service and saw that there's veterans of every generation that were there that night. So a conversation was started. Hey, what about these Vietnam veterans and these Vietnam era veterans? We need to recognize them. We need to give them the proper welcome home.
Duke Wheeler, Laura from 107.7, Mark from the Blade, LT from the Navy started putting this together. They contacted us to help put on the run as far as the Vietnam Vets Motorcycle Club.
We had just over, right at 2,000, I believe, 1,900 and some, plus there's others that were in there. Yesterday we left at 3 o'clock, and coming here on the streets, everybody was out. You know, we never got this applaud 50 years ago, and people clapping. The air base out there, they were standing out there, all of them, applauding us, saluting us, and it gets tears to your eyes as you go by the wall and stuff like that. We never had it before.
It's an opportunity just to kind of, like I said, have some closure, have a time of reflection, have a time of healing, and just come out and enjoy the opportunity to speak with others and share with others the experiences that they had in distant lands far from a place like Toledo, Ohio.
I think the first thing about any event such as this nature where we honor our veterans is that the public is aware of it.
The community has been great. It's just great to be able to tell people and letting them know what's coming to Toledo and what Toledo's doing for us.
There's a lot of cities that host the Vietnam Wall, but what we're trying to do here in the city of Toledo is take a holistic approach. So we have a veterans resource area that is complete with mental health folks, education folks from the VA. We didn't want the wall just to come and be here for 4 days and leave. We wanted the wall to come here and be transformational. We wanted folks to have the opportunity to pay their respects, to reflect, to heal, to educate. But we brought in all these different veteran resource areas because we also wanted to make sure that we were helping the needs of veterans, past generations and current generations.
As director of the Ohio Department of Veterans Services, I'm really a conduit for connecting veterans to their benefits through mostly the county veteran service offices. Another important thing that we do, however, in Columbus is to advocate for veterans.
Our main mission in life is the Vietnam Vets Motorcycle Club, is POW-MI issues, to keep it alive and keep people aware. We have regular POW officers at chapter level, state level, regional level, and we notify our congressmen and everything else, senators, to keep this alive, to find the people that's still in Vietnam, the 1800. We support all the different events that go on for the military. We escorted the 323rd when they come back in with Patriot Guard. We try and do as much support to the military as we can because we know what it's like to be treated badly, and we don't want to see that to happen to them.
It's never too late to right a wrong. It's never too late to say thank you, and I'm sorry that you didn't have this welcome home when you came home.
This is part of the healing process and the learning process for the younger generation and even for the older generation that don't or didn't participate in Vietnam. Even today, there's only 8% of the population that protects this country so everybody can have freedom. So they need to pay a whole lot more respect to that 8%.
I just hope the general public understand what we did and they think about the families and people that are suffering. We're the lucky ones. These are the guys that gave all.
My call for action for those listening is, hey, say thank you. Keep the conversation going. How can we help our veterans? How can we get folks plugged into their local Veterans Affairs clinics, their community-based outpatient clinics? How can we get folks plugged into organizations such as our Veteran Services Commissions?
I believe that the most important thing that any citizen of this country can do is, number one, appreciate that the service that has been done by our military people, and then to express that appreciation by simply saying thank you and welcome home.
Treat the veterans with respect. They deserve it.
Scenic Stops is brought to you by WBGU-TV. Support great local programming by giving now at WBGU.org/pledge.